Have you ever questioned why, despite your best efforts to maintain your health, your legs occasionally feel weaker, heavier, or less stable as you age? You may believe you're taking your vitamins, eating healthily, and exercising when you can. But what if I told you that some of the very vitamins you rely on to keep you safe could actually be weakening your legs, taking away your freedom, and putting you at risk for falls? In today's crucial message, we'll reveal the startling truth about the 3 worst vitamins that can harm your muscles, impair your capacity to walk, stand, and live freely, and subtly weaken your legs after the age of 60. Pay close attention to what I'm about to teach you, because it could save your life, your legs, and your mobility. In order to ensure that you never miss another personalized health tip, I advise you to ring the bell and subscribe if you haven't already. Type 1 in the comments if you like this video. If not, input 0 to tell me how I can improve your material. Vitamin secret peril. What seniors must know. Vitamins are sometimes viewed as innocuous aids, tiny health pills that promise longer lifespans and stronger bodies. But for seniors, particularly those over 60, the situation is far more complex and potentially deadly. The body's capacity to absorb, retain, and remove vitamins decreases significantly with age. In later life, what was once helpful might turn toxic, subtly weakening legs, eroding muscles, and jeopardizing independence. Fat-soluble vitamins such as A, D, and E can accumulate over time and pose concealed health risks. In contrast to water-soluble vitamins that the body can readily eliminate, excess amounts of these fat-soluble vitamins do more than just sit around doing nothing. They actively interfere with circulation, nerve impulses, and muscle function, which causes balance problems, long-term exhaustion, and a much increased chance of catastrophic falls. The most concerning of all is that many elderly people overdose due to well-intentioned supplement use, without understanding combined hazards. Rather than bad decisions, being aware of these hidden risks is important for maintaining your independence, mobility, and dignity during the most important years of your life, not simply for improving your health. Let's get right to the point. 1. The hidden murder of muscles is vitamin A. Vitamin A has long been praised for its ability to support healthy skin, strengthen the immune system, and protect vision. However, few people are aware that vitamin A can subtly turn into one of the most harmful substances acting against your body as a senior, particularly after the age of 60. Unbeknownst to you, what was once your ally may turn into a covert adversary that gradually erodes your strength, weakens your legs, and takes away your independence. Our bodies naturally become less effective at metabolizing and eliminating fat-soluble vitamins, such as vitamin A as we age. Vitamin A accumulates covertly in the liver and fat cells, unlike water-soluble vitamins that are readily eliminated. This silent accumulation eventually reaches toxic levels. The liver can no longer keep up, bones start to lose density, and worst of all, your muscles, particularly your legs, begin to degrade more quickly than they have in the past. The initial warning indications are not overt. Standing up from a seated posture becomes an unexpected task. Ascending stairs appears tougher than it used to be. Your legs feel heavy after short walks. Many seniors dismiss these emotions as a natural part of growing older. In reality, though, your body is experiencing a deadly storm of inflammation. Muscle fiber inflammation brought on by too much vitamin A causes soreness, stiffness, and weakness. At the same time, it interferes with the absorption of calcium and magnesium, 2 essential minerals for healthy muscle contraction and relaxation. Without them, even basic motions become taxing, and the balance that formerly kept you upright begins to deteriorate. Consider this. Your power is being gradually eroded by a quiet enemy that you feed with every vitamin A-rich multivitamin you take and every fortified item you unknowingly eat. The fact that vitamin A poisoning doesn't make a big show of itself just makes it more alarming. It develops gradually until you become aware of how weak your legs have become after a fall, fracture, or unplanned hospital stay. And the danger doesn't stop there. The basic core of your mobility, your hips and legs, are especially affected by vitamin A overload, which also speeds up bone demineralization. Bone density is already naturally declining in seniors. It's like putting gasoline on a fire when too much vitamin A is added. Weak muscles and fragile bones combine to cause severe damage, permanent immobilization, and loss of independence. This is why it's so important to take charge now. Instead of naively relying on over-the-counter medications, always check your supplements, restrict fortified foods, and try to obtain vitamin A naturally from balanced meals. At 60 and beyond, your body needs respect, careful feeding, and focused care, not more what you believe is healthy, without knowing the risks. However, vitamin A is only the first of many hidden dangers you encounter on a daily basis. Another vitamin, which is even more frequently appreciated, has a capacity to covertly make you sturdy. Strong legs a cause of daily discomfort and instability. Are you prepared to learn what it is? Let's go on. Please let me know in the first remark below if you're still watching and finding these insights useful. Let's now discuss point number 2. Second, too much vitamin D can harm muscles, particularly for older persons who are often reminded that vitamin D is necessary for healthy bones and illness prevention. It has practically become a symbol of good health. The same message is repeated by doctors, advertisements, and even friends. Increase your vitamin D intake. However, few people are aware that an excessive amount of this supposedly miraculous vitamin can subtly destroy your legs, weaken your muscles, and jeopardize your whole independence. Although it's not often discussed, every senior should be made aware of this fact before it's too late. Our body's capacity to control minerals like calcium deteriorates with age. When taken as directed, vitamin D promotes bone health and helps balance calcium. However, excessive consumption, particularly through supplements, results in a hazardous imbalance that overloads your bloodstream with calcium. Hypercalcemia is a condition that goes beyond a test report anomaly. It is a gradual but vicious assailant that locks your legs in a vicious loop of pain, cramps, and extreme exhaustion by stiffening your muscles and hardening your tendons. Elderly people who used to walk with ease now find that their steps are getting smaller, slower, and less assured. The worst thing is that many elderly people who take large doses of vitamin D do so because they genuinely care about their health. They're trying to do the right thing, to nourish their bodies and maintain vitality into their later years. But unfortunately, many were never informed that vitamin D is fat-soluble. This makes it significantly different from other vitamins like vitamin C. Unlike vitamin C, which is water-soluble and easily exits the body through urine if taken in excess, vitamin D doesn't leave so easily. Instead, it stays in your fat stores, building up over time. This accumulation may quietly reach levels that your body can no longer manage, levels that put intense stress on organs like the kidneys, which are already vulnerable with age. The kidneys, now forced to filter elevated levels of calcium in the bloodstream, a common consequence of too much vitamin D, begin to struggle. They are not built to handle this chronic excess, and as they falter, signs begin to show in the body. Fluid starts to accumulate in the lower extremities. The legs, once taken for granted, start to feel heavy, stiff, and bloated. At first, it may just seem like mild puffiness, but over time, the swelling extends upward into the thighs, calves, and ankles, turning one simple movements into painful and exhausting efforts. Imagine wanting to take a leisurely stroll in the park, bask in the sun, and breathe the fresh air, but instead, you find yourself winded, your legs trembling from the sheer effort of standing. Visualize being seated at a cherished family dinner, and as you try to stand, a searing cramp shoots up your thigh, pinning you to your chair. These aren't just random aches. They're silent red flags of something far more serious happening beneath the surface. This goes far beyond the natural effects of aging. With proper knowledge and a balanced approach to supplementation, many of these outcomes could have been prevented. Even worse, the damage doesn't end with swollen legs or sore muscles. When excess vitamin D causes calcium to be deposited where it doesn't belong, in soft tissues like muscles and blood vessels, it begins to transform these flexible, life-enabling parts of your body into stiff, hardened materials. The tissues become less elastic, more brittle, and less responsive. Muscles that once climbed stairs, lifted grandchildren, or danced at weddings now fail to cooperate. Every movement becomes more burdensome. Every step is heavier. The stairs you once climbed effortlessly now seem insurmountable. The risk of a fall grows with every passing week. And by the time symptoms become undeniable, much of the damage may already be done. Ironically, the very thing that elders hope to prevent, weak muscles, fragile bones, and loss of independence, becomes the very thing they walk into when supplementing without guidance. Oversupplementation, fueled by a genuine fear of bone loss, leads to a quiet cascade of consequences. For this reason, no elderly person should ever take large doses of vitamin D without regular blood tests and the ongoing supervision of a medical professional. After the age of 60, the body's needs change. What worked in youth may not be safe now. More is not better. More can be harmful. True strength comes from balance, not excess. However, if you think vitamin D is the only hidden threat to your legs, you may want to reconsider, because there's another vitamin, perhaps even more surprising, that can silently rob you of your strength and stability. And this time, it's one with a long-standing reputation for being essential and protective. Vitamin E, once praised as a miracle antioxidant that shields your cells, your heart, and even your skin from the ravages of aging, carries its own hidden dangers when taken in excess. For decades, seniors have been urged to embrace vitamin E supplements as part of a healthy aging routine. But behind its polished image lies a lesser-known side effect, one that directly impacts mobility, coordination, and muscular strength. The danger begins in your bloodstream. Vitamin E supports healthy circulation in small, balanced doses. However, in large quantities, it acts as a powerful blood thinner. This might not sound serious at first, but its consequences can be profound. When blood becomes too thin, the body's ability to clot is impaired. More importantly, its capacity to efficiently transport oxygen and nutrients diminishes. Without adequate oxygen and nutrient supply, the leg muscles, the very foundation of our mobility, begin to wither and weaken. You may not notice it at first. Maybe a short walk around the block leaves you a bit more tired than usual. Perhaps standing up brings a faint sense of wobbliness that wasn't there last week. Then comes a slight dizziness, the breathlessness, the sense that your legs are moving through sludge rather than air. A gentle hill now feels like a steep climb. You might find yourself needing to rest after just a few steps. These changes can be subtle, but they are not imaginary. They are the body's alarm bells, gradual signs of declining muscle endurance and impaired blood flow, directly linked to vitamin E overload. And yet, most elderly individuals would never suspect the harmless-looking soft gel capsule they take each morning with their breakfast coffee. They've been told it's good for them. They've been told it helps protect against aging. But they weren't told that too much could set the stage for instability, for falls, for irreversible loss of mobility. Excessive vitamin E doesn't just impair circulation. It can also interfere with muscle regeneration. Research has shown that the body's natural stress signals, which are essential for initiating muscle repair and recovery, may actually be suppressed by high levels of antioxidants like vitamin E. In simple terms, your muscles need small amount of stress to grow stronger. That's why light exercise helps maintain strength. But when antioxidants suppress the stress too much, the repair mechanisms slow down. Instead of building back stronger, your muscles begin to shrink and soften, becoming more vulnerable with every passing day. For seniors, whose muscle mass is already declining due to age, this subtle suppression is devastating. The slope toward frailty becomes steeper. Independence slips away more quickly. The legs that once supported a life full of movement, independence, and strength now feel like unreliable stilts. Each step becomes a risk, every stumble a possible emergency. And tragically, much of it could have been prevented with a better understanding of the vitamins they've been told to trust. Decreasing too much vitamin E has been connected to poor neuromuscular coordination. This implies slower reflexes in addition to weaker muscles. What does that actually mean in your daily life? It means that something as simple as walking across your living room, stepping off a curb, or crossing a busy street could suddenly become dangerous. An unseen risk lies in those few milliseconds of delay. Just a single second can be the difference between safety and disaster. A small, almost imperceptible slip could lead to a catastrophic fall. Now, imagine the anguish of having spent your entire life working hard to maintain your health, staying active, eating right, try and follow all the good advice, only to find your freedom slipping away because of a supplement you thought was helping you. A well-intentioned but unwise habit, driven by marketing promises or outdated advice, could slowly undermine the very independence you fought so hard to keep. Picture how terrifying it would be to wake up one morning, swing your legs over the side of bed, and realize that your body doesn't move the way it used to, that your legs feel shaky, unreliable, or simply disconnected. That moment of realization that your legs no longer trust you is not just scary, it's devastating. This isn't just how aging naturally happens. This isn't something inevitable that you just have to accept. This kind of physical deterioration can be avoidable. It's not fate. It's not genetics alone. It can be the result of years of slow, quiet damage brought on by something you were told was healthy, something as seemingly harmless as a daily vitamin. That's why vitamin E, despite its benefits in certain contexts, must be approached with caution, especially by seniors. It's not about avoiding supplements altogether. It's about using them wisely and respecting the powerful effects they can have on the body. Seniors must always consult with their healthcare provider before taking vitamin E or any supplement. Ask if you truly need it, and if so, how much is safe. Ignoring this step and blindly trusting the claims printed on supplement packaging can lead to expensive consequences, not just financially, but in terms of your physical health and quality of life. Even though these 3 harmful vitamins might seem frightening, the narrative doesn't end there. In fact, there's another hidden danger, a common, daily routine that has become so widespread and accepted that people rarely even think about it. But if you're not careful, it could be the final straw for your leg strength, tipping the balance toward weakness, instability, and falls. Are you wondering what it is? Let's continue. And by the way, if you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please let me know in the first comment below. Let's go on to point number 4 now. For the real price of weak legs and the urgency of taking action. Leg weakness is more than just a bothersome condition. It's not simply one of those unfortunate symptoms of getting older that you have to live with. No. When your legs are weak, your body is trying to tell you something important. It's a signal, a red flag waving urgently. It's a warning that shouldn't be ignored. Weak legs represent a gradual and painful loss of independence, freedom, and the life you've spent decades building. And when you ignore that warning or delay taking action, the cost is far greater than most people realize. You don't just lose mobility. You lose your freedom, your ability to do what you love, go where you want, and engage fully with your life. Your dignity can start to slip away. Even your hope and optimism for the future can fade as each step becomes more uncertain. The simple joys that used to bring meaning to your days, dancing at your granddaughter's wedding, planting flowers in your garden, strolling to the park with an old friend, can become exhausting chores or impossible dreams. Every time you hesitate to move, every time you say no to an invitation because you're afraid to fall or too tired to walk, your world gets just a little bit smaller, a little more isolated, a little more lonely. It's not just about feeling tired. Weak legs mean more than physical exhaustion. They reflect a loss of balance, physically, emotionally, and even spiritually. A single fall doesn't just break a bone. It can break your confidence, your spirit, and your future. Statistics show that seniors who experience a serious fall often face long and painful rehabilitation. Many are forced to spend extended time in a hospital or make a permanent transition into assisted living, something they never planned for and desperately want to avoid. And tragically, many never regain the full level of freedom they once enjoyed. But the real cost goes even deeper. It's not just about where you live or how much you can walk. It's about how you live, how freely and fully you can experience life. When your legs are weak, so many opportunities pass you by. Spontaneous trips, family vacations, casual outings with friends. All of them become weighed down by a silent, gnawing fear. What if I can't keep up? What if I fall? What if I'm embarrassed in front of the people I love? This fear creates invisible walls. Walls that no one else can see, but that you feel all around you. Every time you hesitate, every time you say no to something you would have once done without a second thought, this emotional burden adds a heavy toll. Sadness, frustration, even loneliness often follow. Seniors with limited mobility frequently suffer from anxiety and depression, not because they've aged, but because they feel trapped in a body that no longer supports the life they want to live. And what makes all of this even more heartbreaking is that it's often avoidable. Weak legs don't appear overnight. They're usually the result of minor choices and unnoticed routines that, over time, quietly wear away at your strength. That's why action must be taken, now, not later. Every day you wait to strengthen and protect your legs is another day closer to losing the things that matter most: your independence, your vitality, your rightful place in a world that should be full of energy, connection, and movement. You are worthy of more than just surviving. You deserve to thrive, to be strong, self-assured, and fully present in your life. But knowing you need to act is just the beginning. What you choose to do next will shape the path ahead. Additionally, you need to be able to act sensibly, avoiding hidden hazards, making better decisions, and starting over when it comes to strengthening your legs. Unbelievably, the most important initial stages involve more than just therapy or exercise. They begin with the things you put into your body on a daily basis. The foundation of strength is laid in the small, often overlooked choices we make throughout our day. It's not just about lifting weights or taking walks, though those are important, but about the deeper understanding that every bite, every pill, every small step either supports or sabotages your vitality. Are you prepared to learn the easy yet effective adjustments that can help you regain your strength and safeguard your legs in the years to come? Stay with me, because what follows could permanently change the way you see your health. Sometimes the most powerful solutions are not complicated. They are simply hidden in plain sight, waiting to be recognized and embraced. The fifth is how to defend yourself right away. Making significant changes all at once is not necessary to take charge of your leg strength and safeguard your freedom. It starts with daily little intentional decisions that, over time, add up to significant outcomes. You need to act right now if you want to protect your future, so that you can keep walking, standing tall, and living freely. The ability to remain independent and mobile doesn't suddenly vanish. It is eroded gradually, often without our awareness, by choices we overlook or habits we ignore. Regaining strength can be made considerably more difficult if unseen injury is allowed to persist for even a few more months. Rethinking what you put into your body is the first and most important step. It's possible that supplements you once thought were safe or even beneficial are now secretly harming you. Examine your daily intake of vitamins and multivitamins carefully. Flip the bottles over. Examine the labels with care and read the fine print. Be aware that you could be fostering the precise frailty you are afraid of if you notice high levels of vitamin A, D, or E. These fat-soluble vitamins, though essential in small amounts, can accumulate in your body and become toxic over time, particularly if taken without medical guidance. Prior to commencing any supplement program, speak with your healthcare provider. Your body's requirements at age 40 and age 65 or 75 are different. The human body evolves, and so must the way we nourish it. These days, wisdom is accuracy rather than excess. More is not always better. Sometimes, more is dangerous. Then turn your attention to diet. No medicine can compare to the power of your plate. Food is not only fuel. It is a message to your body, telling it to heal, to grow, to repair. Select authentic meals that support your bones and muscles organically. Lean meats provide high-quality protein. Leafy greens contribute essential minerals. Vibrant fruits bring antioxidants, and seeds and nuts offer healthy fats and micronutrients that your muscles crave. And of course, lots of water. Hydration is the unseen pillar of flexibility, joint health, and circulation. Make your food your medicine. Each bite has a potential to be a stride in the direction of strength or weakness. Vitamins are found in fresh whole foods and forms and amounts that your body can safely process. However, the abundance of artificial vitamins in processed foods and fortified goods can tip the scales dangerously, leading to imbalances that your body struggles to correct. The next line of defense for you is routine examinations. Request blood work that assesses your calcium balance, kidney function, and vitamin levels. Don't believe ambiguous assurances. Demand precise responses. Insist on clarity, because only then can you make informed decisions about your health. Being aware of your current situation empowers you to take appropriate action and make necessary adjustments before minor imbalances develop into serious health issues. This is bravery. It goes beyond simple caution. It's about stepping into your role as a steward of your own well-being and recognizing that knowledge is the beginning of control. The honor movement is possibly the most significant. Your legs are living organs that are itching to be used. They long for activity, for engagement, for a reason to move. Walking, stretching, and strength training are examples of mild exercise that keep the blood flowing, the muscles working, and the joints flexible. There is no need for complex machinery. You don't have to join a gym or buy expensive equipment. Simple habits carried out regularly can have a profound impact. You remind yourself, I still need you every time you move. I still have faith in you. And they react. They remember what strength feels like and begin to rebuild it. By acting now, you are expressing your refusal to accept a dependent future. You are refusing to let the gradual deterioration of avoidable weakness take away your hopes of a vibrant old age. You are making the courageous and proactive decision to defend your freedom, your strength, and your dignity. However, there is still one more secret adversary that lurks. Despite the proper supplements, healthy diet, medical assistance, and exercise, one that takes vitality more quickly than you might think and softly speeds up leg weakness. Prepare yourself, because what you're about to learn may alter your entire perspective on how to keep your body safe after the age of 60. Your power, your liberty, your decision. Life's path is characterized by the strength of our steps, the self-assurance to move, to discover, and to live fearlessly. However, as we have shown, if we are not careful, even well-intentioned practices like taking vitamins can subtly erode that strength. Every choice we make becomes more significant after the age of 60. Neglect has significantly more negative effects. The body becomes less forgiving, and the margin for error shrinks. Losing muscle is not the only cause of weak legs. They stand for the gradual loss of joy, freedom, and self-sufficiency. Here's the reality, though. You don't have no power. Since you now possess knowledge, you actually possess more power than before. You know it's risky to rely solely on supplements without advice. You are aware that taking care of your legs entails taking care of your freedom to live your life as you see fit, to continue being involved in your family's activities, and to face each day with pride and purpose. It's never too late to change course, which is wonderful news. You may gradually restore the basis of your strength by making deliberate, well-informed decisions, assessing your supplements, giving genuine foods priority, speaking with your healthcare professionals, and treating your body with respect. From now on, every decision you make has the power to either silently close doors or open new ones. Keep in mind that growing older need not equate to decline. It may indicate wisdom. It may indicate fortitude. It may include demonstrating to both you and those around you that genuine vitality is timeless. Legs are only one part of your body. They represent your spirit, your dreams, and your freedom. You possess the ability to face the future with courage, poise, and optimism. You are in control of your life, your health, and who you are. So, will you make that first decisive move today? The purpose of these lectures is to encourage you to live life to the fullest and most genuine. I would be delighted to hear from you. Now, think for a moment, then share one item you've learned that you want to use in your own life. On this path of accepting these realities, let's help one another. If this video was enjoyable to you, please leave a remark with 1. If not, feel free to use 0 in your comment. Your opinions are very important to us. For more videos like these, remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like, and share our videos. I appreciate you viewing, and I hope you enjoy living.